Welcome to digital class 8 class English medium, subject social, lesson number 1, reading and analysis of maths, part 2. We will continue the lesson. Around 1480s, Europeans rediscovered Ptolemy's book and were stunned to learn about his accurate description of location of places. They prepared new maps based on them. They are preparing the new maps on the Ptolemy books. They prepared new maps based on them. You can see one such map here. ఇక్కడ ఒక మ్యాప్ ఇచ్చారు. Unlike the map shown above, this is based on actual mathematical calculations of distance and directions. Distance, directions తో calculations, mathematical calculations ద్వారా ఈ distance, directions ద్వారా మ్యాప్స్ని క్రియేట్ చేశారు. During 15th century, Ptolemy inspired a new enthusiasm in the non-Arabic world, and some important schools, the Italian school, the French school, the English school, the German school, grown up. In 15th century, the schools are grown up. What are the schools? Italian school, the French school, the English school, the German school, grown up. Unfortunately, it happened to be an age of discovery and exploration which popularized map and its importance. The Arabs had blocked the trade route to India across the Mediterranean Sea. West European traders began to search for other routes to India. European traders searching the one way is there, another route they are searching to India. Thus, Columbus went westwards and discovered America, while Vasco da Gama went around Africa and reached India. Through Africa, Columbus reached the India. All this also helped to prove that the earth was not a flat disk but a spherical like a ball. Our earth is like a spherical or ball. In 16th century, Holland emerged as a major trading power. With the rise of Holland's maritime supremacy and trade, their the map makers made major breakthrough in their work. The father of Dutch cartography was Gerardus Mercator. Who examined the previous works and did much original work on maps. He did the original work on the maps. Mercator's map projection is famously known Mercator projection. Most of the world maps were used are based on this projection in a map. As you know, the world is like a ball, but when we draw it on paper, we cannot show the curvature and have to show it as flat. This invisibly causes some distractions, either the shape of the continents and the distances will get destroyed or things will get placed in wrong directions. Sailors needed correct directions and shapes so that they could identify the landmarks. They want to identify the places by landmarks. Mercator devised a method for showing the correct shapes and directions of continents, but with distortion of sizes and distances. This method is still used to show the world. Colonization, exploration, military use, and map making. When the European powers colonized the entire continents like North and South Americas, Africa, Australia, and Asia, they needed to know about the places, their climate, crops, minerals, resources, and about the people living there. They sent scientific expedition consisting of map makers and others to explore the different parts of the world and prepare maps. These teams fought their way into interior of continents, crossing mountains, deserts, rivers, fighting local people to get the necessary information. This information and the maps enabled the colonial powers to establish their rule over these areas and also explore their resources. Then, when the British established their power in India, they began making detailed maps of interiors of the country. They established a department called Survey of India to survey the entire country and prepare maps. James Reynolds was appointed the Surveyor General, and he prepared one of the first survey-based maps of India. Look at the map of India creating during the British period and compare it with the current map. చూడండి, మన ఇండియాని సర్వేవల్ ఇండియా ఆఫ్ ఇండియా అనేది సర్వే చేసి ఆయన బ్రిటిషర్స్ ఈ విధంగా మన ఇండియాని మ్యాప్ ద్వారా చూపించడం జరిగింది. In 1802, William Lambton began one of the most important geographical surveyors in the world, starting from Chennai in the south and culminating in the Himalayas to determine the length of a latitude and also the heights of various places. This survey was completed by Sir George Everest. It is this survey which established that Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. The survey began in Chennai because all heights are measured from the sea level. All the measures of the land is measured with sea level. Maps were also in the great demand during times of war, as airmates and air force needed them. Everybody needs map nowadays because the routes of the aircrafts, ships and buses and the trains, everybody wants a map to go some places. Thus map making receiving great impact during the first two world wars. Many governments tried to keep such detailed maps secret so that enemies could not use them. However, in our own times, the use of satellites imaginary has transformed the nature of mapping. We not only have very accurate and detailed maps, but it is no longer possible for government to keep them in secret. This information is available to all people for study and use today. This is the use of the map. Who invented the maps? We will learn next lesson. Next క్లాస్లో మనం నెక్స్ట్ది చూద్దాం.